Hi, my name is Luis, and welcome to my channel. A little bit about myself. I am 26, and I've been in the field for about 6 to 7 years. I've worked on everything from import to domestic and Euro. I've worked on a lot of Mercedes, BMWs. Went to classes for them. I went to classes on a bunch of Ford stuff, some Chevy stuff here and there, some electrical. So yeah, let's get right into it. I want to introduce you to my project cars that I have in this video. I have three, I guess technically four. I have a 2008 Subaru STI. That car, I've done a lot of stuff to it. It's my newest project car. It's somewhat complete for right now. I have a 1984 300ZX Turbo. And with that car, that's my first, well, it's not my first project car. This one is the one that was really like, I'm trying to do the most with it. I have a bunch of the parts here that I'm going to show you that I have for that car. But yeah, so that car is still my baby. I've kind of been putting it off, the good old meme. I'm gonna finish it this year, and that was my New Year's resolution till this year from 2019. But so that's one. I have another one. It's more of like a parts car at the moment, just for the sole fact that I think the gas tank in my Turbo Z is rotted because I left a bunch of fuel in there, so I don't know how much water's in there now. That was years ago. So the other one I left on E, so it should be pretty much rust free, and that one I'm going to be throwing into the turbo one if the turbo's one tank is fucked. You know what, one second. Oh. Okay, now I think you'll be able to hear me better in here. So, let me actually pull this down a little bit for you guys. Alright, so, fix that too. This is my STI. Here is the steering wheel, center console. Oh, ignore that. Anyway, put you right here. Okay, so the story with this car is customer brought it in, he blew it up right in the driveway, pushed it in, and then basically he was like, does anyone want it? And I have always wanted a turbo hatch all-wheel drive vehicle, whether it be a Audi A4, even like a wagon like a Volvo. That'd be cool, all-wheel drive. Or doing a K-swap all-wheel drive EG hatch, that'd be dope. But this car specifically, the hatchback Subarus, I've wanted one since high school. But now that this opportunity came to me, I had to take it. He was offered $1,800, which is a steal, because this car only had at the time 96,000 miles with a blown up motor though. So I kind of acted before I looked it over, and I told him, deal, I'll take it right off your hands. So his wife called the dealer and then asked if anyone there wanted it when it all happened, and then some guy offered him 3, but then he said he'll do it to me for 2. And then I said, okay, we'll do it for 2, blah, blah, blah. And then I also got another set of rims for another 2. So car cost me $200 or $2,000. But I mean, if you really want to count it, $2,200. Anyway, so I said, let's go. Got the car. Then I just got ripping on it. Because if not, this would have ended up like my Z, where I thought about it too much and took too long. So with this car, I bought a short block from Out Front Motorsports, It was the grocery getter block that they have on their website. That is fully forged internals, piston rods, ARP hardware, and I also got the block drilled and tapped for 1/2-inch studs. So I got that. I'll throw in some clips and some pictures here. All right, here she is. Brand new built block. My boys out front. Juiced. So this one is just a treated crank, forged rods and pistons, and I also got the 1/2-inch stud option because even though this is the lowest trim block, the 1/2-inch studs are for me a must. I can reuse them, and you know, I feel more comfortable being able to hold the heads, the whole motor together. Basically, we got our GSC valve springs, titanium retainers, and the intake and exhaust valves, and we got our Killer B oil pan over there and some other little goodies. So yeah, we'll come back once I got the whole thing put together. Clean, clean, clean. Boom. Head on. 1/2-inch studs. Everything lashed out. I was hoping that that my heads were fine, because this thing was fucking toasted. The rod shot out the top of the block, or I guess technically the side of the block, depending how you look at it, because it's a boxer motor. It came out the center straight up, and he drove it for a long time. I'm honestly surprised the car drove for that long with the rod knock, because just oil pan filled and filled with just fucking millions of bits of engine, ring, piston, rod, the casting of the block just all shattered, and it looked like it just shit itself. It was so bad. That's the worst catastrophic failure I've ever seen of a motor. Like, I've seen rod knock and stuff like on other people's videos. Like, this is like the most I ever saw. What I was hoping was, since it's a boxer engine, that if it just broke, I was hoping he wasn't stupid enough to drive for so long that it would ruin the heads. That was my hope. And maybe like if like a valve bent or something, that like was, I was hoping was the worst of it, and that the heads were still savable. Boy, was I wrong. So I had to buy brand new heads. Heads aren't cheap. OEM heads from Subaru are not cheap, and no one was selling any no one was selling any cheap outright. So STI heads. The STI heads are expensive as fuck because of the VVT system. I know it's not called VVT, it's like AVEC or whatever, but it's just for the sake of it. Their VVT, their variable valve cam timing shit, the STI heads have a casting for the solenoids, and that is why they're so expensive, because without that it would just be NA, you know, like 2-liter heads, or NA 2.5 liter heads, where they only have the intake variable. So I bought brand new heads from Subaru. That was not cheap. That was like $1,300 for both the heads. No cams, no valves, no buckets, no nothing. Okay? It literally were bare ass heads. It had valve seats. That's the only thing it had, and valve guides, steel valve guides. Now, I thought to myself, well, I'm already there with the built bottom end. I got 1/2-inch studs. Why not, you know, why not make it a little bit more bulletproof? Valves. So I got GSC polished stainless steel valves, JSC bronze valve stem guides. I got Beehive, I think they're also GSC springs, and stainless steel springs and retainers, titanium retainers. And yeah, so that way I knew like the valve train bulletproof. Like if with the bottom end of the motor and the top end of the motor, I should be able to rev this thing to 9,000, so it can handle a couple money shifts, you feel me? So yeah, so the Subaru's got a built motor pretty much. I didn't have money for cams. Got that in there. Put all the stock stuff on. It has stock turbo, injectors, intake, harness. It's on a 94 tune. I throw in a little octane booster in there for the 91 pump, so it bumps it up to 94. And before you guys start complaining, brand's Boostane, look it up. It works. It's worked for me. I don't have any detonation, any you know, pinging. Like, I don't have anything like that. I've literally gone to, in Mexico, like 145 in this car. Like, this car is, trust me, if it would have blown up, it would have been right then and there. So oh shit, hopefully okay, there we go. So yeah, that's this car. Here, let me show you how it looks like from the outside. So this is what it looks like. I don't know how well on camera this is gonna come out. I tried like buffing this because it all looked like this. It's like cracking. I got a lot of it out, but you know, I buffed it, didn't polish it, so because I didn't think it would be worth it. It looks like dog shit, but who cares? Car's relatively quick. And then I got some more mods on the way, but they're more reliable mods, just to make sure the car doesn't fucking you know, feel like poop. Another thing I did is I got these I forgot the brand. So I got steel braided lines all the way around. I got brand new rotors, racing rotors, new racing pads. Those are the Hawk Street, the HPK, I think is the one I got for these pads. Yeah, so that's what I got. You know, like the car overall is a little roach, you know, like this is honestly my fault. This lined up decently. This is obviously someone else's. I was getting a burrito, backed up off of a curb too quick, and fucking crunched it right there. But yeah, here it is. The rest of it's all right. The previous owner did drive this in the snow. He lived in the snow actually, but luckily a lot of the body is fine. Oh yeah, look, this is all his handiwork right here too. Yeah, he basically kind of just fucking roached the thing for the suspension. Body's fine. Here's the back right here. Also added this stupid ass hitch that I'm gonna delete. Stock exhaust, and I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, the suspension's fucking toasty as hell. But I mean, overall, it looks fine. Sorry about that. My My thing got fucking glitched out. Anyway, so here it is. This is all my fault right here. Lesson for you guys: if you have boost stain, do not, or wipe it off as soon as it gets on your car, because if it gets on the paint and you leave it for a week, it's gonna look like that, and it's gonna make it look like dog shit. But yeah, man. All right, real quick, let's give you boys semi cold start. I already drove this in the morning, but you're gonna see how it sounds exactly. I'm gonna put you right here, and you guys let me know how it sounds. Sound too bad, right? So motor sounds healthy, thank God. I spent too much money on the thing. Now let me show you what the Z looks like. Okay, so we're here in my backyard, and sorry, I don't have my mount for the camera yet. Here it is though. This is my 1984 300ZX Turbo. Here's a little scoop outline. Yeah, right now, let's see if I can show you without, I need to get a new cover for this. Sheesh. Here, I'll just throw a picture up on screen right here. This is what it looked like when I first got the car. That is literally the day I bought the car. There's that. I took the motor out, took the tranny out. Right now for this car, I have rods, pistons. I have the S14 rear subframe conversion. I got the subframe. I got the hubs. I got CTSV brakes all around for it. I got Techno Toy tuning, lower control, the whole front end suspension. I got power Strix coilovers for it all the way around. The spindles are already welded on the front. And I have the bulletproof 1988 turbo year transmission. That's the same transmission internals that are with the second gen 300ZX, the Z32 twin turbo. So that one's bulletproof. It should handle the power that I want to make with this. The goal for this car is to make it about, I want to the wheels 850. We'll see what we can do. This one's like, it's gonna be a street car, but obviously a little bit more of a highway car. But you know, I just wanted to be quick. I wanted to feel nice, all that. Here we have my 1993 Honda Civic. This thing, my old co-worker actually gave this to me for free. It was taking up space at his grandma's house, and here it is. It is gutted. Like, look at this. You seen that? It is gutted, caged. There's the keys. There's literally nothing in this vehicle. I'm glad the pedal box assembly is there though. It's got no wing. It's got the hatch and plate and all that. So the goal for this car, in the garage I have a B20 ready for it, but the thing is, it has a cable transmission, but I think I'll be able to convert it. I also have a welder. I'll be able to convert it by welding on a bracket to convert it to hydro. Just some place to put the slave to move the actual mechanical thing on the mechanical fork on the transmission. Here, this one I want to make it like a drag car, drag highway car. This one's going to get the B20. I'll throw the B20 in there, drive it, have fun with it, you know, banging off rev limiter, and then I'll turbo the B20. Then we'll think about throwing on I'll throw some max speeding rods in it, get some like Super Tech pistons or some Wiseco pistons, throw them in there. I'll throw cement in the block just so it can hold power, something cheap, and then see how long that will last until I save enough money to either, you know, CNC the block or K20 swap this. But that's the goal. It's really far from the goal, but I have a lot of stuff for this. Boom, this is my 1985Z NA. This was my first project car, and as you can see, I have not touched the poor thing. It's growing grass out. That sucks. Hopefully I'll be able to save these T-tops. Ooh, yeah. So this car is basically a parts car. What happened was hydroplane in the rain fucking crunched it on a stupid Honda Fit that was turning on left and didn't have his blinker on until he just stopped. There was also no sign of the lane being a left only lane. But yeah, so this car is basically a parts car. It still has the motor in it, I think. Where the hell? This thing did open. I think the latch on the inside's still on. I'm not going in this thing until I really have to, because this thing has a lot of black widows in it and shit. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the spider webs on here, but yeah, I mean, the dash is mint. I might swap out the dash and put it in my other one. But yeah, this one still has motor, transmission, rear end, everything basically. These are my louvers that are actually stock for my Z. That was the factory option for the turbos. Let me show you the garage and the stuff I have for this and the Z. All right, so I want to show you my garage. And look, I know it's a mess. The goal is to clean this up so I can actually fit a car in here, and also just organize what I have. But here we go. So these are the boxes that a friend gave me with for the K, or not for the K, for the Honda. I have the B20 sitting right over here. Here's the block for the Z. Here's a bunch of other stuff for the Honda. You know, we got headers, we got exhaust, and yeah, so this, you know, we got the oil pan, the heads, valve covers, which I'm probably gonna have to get brand new ones, or figure out a way to get all the sandblasting that's in those out. All that, I think I have the turbo header somewhere down here for the Z. But yeah, here's the block. You know, it's still minty. I know it's hella dusty and I left it open, but I threw WD-40 on this, and I swear to God, that shit will never rust. It's been sitting like this for a while. But yeah, I got ARP mains right here. Thing spins beautifully still. Ugh. Okay, as soon as I say that, it's probably a little dry. Might need to crack that open to spin it, but it's all good. Over here on this side, here's all the stuff I have for the Z. We got the clutch, we got the rods, we got the flywheel bolts, we got the subframe, we got the coilovers, we got the harness right over there, we got brakes, wheel hubs over there. Somewhere around here I think my link ECU is too. Hopefully that's still good. And yeah, man, so that's basically the gist. Got a lot of stuff for the projects, and I hope you stick around and you follow on the journey, man. think I'm gonna end the video here. It's looks like it's probably dragging on a while. So if you enjoyed it, leave a like, hit subscribe, and stick around. We are definitely gonna do some big things on this channel. I will make sure of that. Thank you. See you on the next one. Peace.